Hi, I'm James and welcome to another review. Today's mini review is Corgi's 1 to 87th scale model Apache. I picked up a couple of these cheaply on Amazon. They were part of the Amazon Prime sale. They are still quite reasonably priced. What I'll do is put a link in the description below. If anybody is interested in buying them, I'd appreciate if you looked at the link, because then Amazon will give me money that I can use to buy other things that I can then review. So, what have we got? I mean, the first thing to say is it is a kid's toy. It's not a wargaming model. That, however, doesn't, I don't think in this case, impact very much. In some cases it's a bit more drastic. Let me show you all the parts out. You get three things within it. We've got a two-piece flying base, low flying base. I have done a video on how to make flying bases, so if you wanted a tall one you could use that. So let's actually have a look at the helicopter. It's 1 to 87th scale, predominantly green metal, plastic rotors, plastic wheels and a plastic gun. It's obviously the longbow model with the radar dome at the top, so it's the D model. Let's put it onto there. That needs to be rotated round. Don't really want it flying with the tail rotor in the mud. So it looks quite nice. It's slightly under scale for Team Yankee or 7 Days to the Rhine or anything in 15mm. However, I think it's close enough to get away with, particularly at sort of the price we're looking at. So what we'll do, that was how it arrives. I've done a little bit of work and I've actually just dry brushed a little just to make it look a little bit more pronounced for the tabletop. I think I've possibly overdone it slightly, but how it looks at game ranges, it looks just about right. So what I'll do is put it onto the little turntable and we'll actually talk through the model while you actually have a look at it. There we go. So let's talk a little bit about the Apache. It's got a crew of 2. It's always amazing how large these are. It's 58 foot 2 inches long, which the fuselage is 49 feet 5 inches. 12 foot 8 inches in height, so it's quite an impressive size thing. We often forget how big helicopters are. Twin engined. You can see as it comes round that we've got the twin engines there. These have been in British service upgraded to more powerful Rolls-Royce engines from the General Electric ones. So externally they look the same, so that's not a major issue. Armament wise, under the nose we have the 30mm chain gun, 1,200 rounds of ammunition there, and you can see on the wings there are 4 pods there, 4 stations. You have on the outer ones on this model 2 Hydra 70 rocket pods, and inside 4 Hellfire missiles. The longbow version can also mount on the edge of the stub wings Stinger missiles, although these aren't fitted on the model. They're not used by all operators anyway, particularly in the US. They tend to rely on aircraft to get air superiority. So it came into service for the American force in 1986, and the longbow version came in 1997. So yeah, it's a little bit late for the Cold War era games I tend to play. I don't think many people are going to object too much though if you've got the wrong version for that. It's used by quite a few different countries. Let me just bring up my list from my notes. So it's used by the Egyptians, the Greek, Indian, Indonesian, Israelis, the Japanese, Kuwaitis, the Netherlands, Morocco, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, South Korea, Taiwan, United Arab Emirates, the UK and also the US, all using the longbow version. So you've got a lot of different uses for that. Interestingly, in British service, the rotors are actually folding to allow for it to be used on carriers. That was originally planned by the US Marine Corps and the US Navy, but the idea was dropped. The British used it in operations in Libya where they were flown off carriers quite successfully. Whether the US long term might change, particularly as the Marine Corps find that the AH-1s are aging out, I don't know. But very versatile little model. You could probably cut off the radar dome if you wanted. I'm not inclined to. Hopefully you found that useful. I'll also put statistics up for anybody who does want to play using this in 7 Days to the River Rhine. I know it's slightly later, but then again I've expanded it through to the modern day. I'll put the statistics for that on my website and there'll be a link in the description. Hopefully you found that useful, and I'll see you soon for another review.